Yo, what is up, Lieutenant? We're back with another video here today, and we're back in Jurassic World Evolution when it gets me off this screen. There we go. And we are back in Jurassic World Evolution, and this is part of my ongoing series for Evolution, whatever, 4, 5, 6, wherever we stop. So we are back in first Evolution, and we need to go to Sandbox. Blair. He's a new Blair. And I will be showing y'all some stuff that I missed in the last video. But go to here, start with the Jurassic Park era. And what we're going to be doing is this is the buildings video. So this will be talking about all of the buildings, the car skins and stuff like that. So it's not that difficult to understand. But we could pretty much just say you're a beginner, so. Actually, what I'm gonna do is, if I go to here, this will be here. Sandbox should have a flag. Sandbox. Why not have a flag? Sandbox. It's easily in the water. I'm gonna go to here. I think I trust this one more. But we'll be talking about some of the buildings and stuff like that. Pretty easy to understand. We'll go into the other game modes. Not game modes. The other parts, which there's only one other one that has different stuff. This does talk about add-ons and stuff like that. So. Do I not have a good flat world I can... This one should be good. I'm looking for a flat world because I know I have a few. Just don't know which ones they are. We're on to your butts. Okay, this will work. We'll just do it over here. Okay, this is that map. I thought it was. Okay. So starting off, there isn't really anything to understand in here. Like usual, you do have to research some of your buildings. What is it? I haven't played this in a while. Building upgrades, buildings. I did not want to read for something. So, of course, we have the arcade. You have to get that one. Toy shop, restaurant, clothes shop, bowling alley, bar, fossil zone, large substation center, large power station, medium power station, monorail, advanced storm defense station, innovation center, science center, security center. So those are the ones that you have to get, research. And then for fences, you have light cable fence, aviary, viewing platform, gyrosphere station, drivable gyrosphere. These two are part of this. This one is part of this. This one is part of this. Drivable Jurassic Tour, Ext, tall herbivore feeder, Ext, ground carnivore feeder, Ext, ground herbivore feeder, heavy steel, concrete, electrified concrete, electrified steel, electrify heavy steel. So, yeah, you have to get those in there, and there is one in Paleobotany. find it. I will also be going over the upgrades and what they do. The greenhouse. Yeah, that's it. So those are all the buildings that you have to research. There are some that you have to unlock via missions. And for starting off, we have enclosures. So we have the Hammond, what is it called? Hammond Creation Lab. So we'll wait for that to finish, and then we'll place that down. We'll be doing 2 at a time. And then we have a bunch of fences. And of course, you do have to connect them via paths. This will take a minute. And then go over every building, their descriptions, and kind of what they do. Ooh, I didn't know that. Okay. That I did not know. So we have the Hammond Creation Lab, and what this does is it creates your dinosaurs. Unless y'all probably already know that and y'all are screaming at me, get on with the video! In here you can modify your dinosaurs. I'll be doing a video about dinosaurs and kind of how they work and stuff. But you modify your dinosaurs and you create them. Each dinosaur costs a certain amount of money. It gives your index about the dinosaur. You unlock your dinosaur via the you need 2 things to unlock your dinosaur. The expedition center is right there, and the fossil center, which I already placed here. But you create your dinosaurs here. There's 5 slots. You have to get certain upgrades for the other 3 slots. You start off with 2 slots. Bring dinosaurs from the Jurassic era to Jurassic World. The Ham Creation Lab allows the incubation, modification, and release of dinosaurs into the park. Can be attached directly to enclosure fence. That too. You could snap it to enclosure fences, or you could connect the fence to it. It will connect via right there. Right there. But it can snap, so all you have to do is you have to bring the front to a fence and it will snap to it. Power required is 10. It requires a path connection. If you other things that you can tell is it says powered yes, operational check mark. Path connection, yes. It kind of tells you your info. Storm protection, none. We'll go over that in a bit. Damage, no. Damage is if your building gets hit with a storm or something. Incubation, dinosaurs reread. Incubation failure rate. So if I'm correct, if I put something like a Gallimimus in here. Okay, I see what that is. So then we have the upgrade slots. For this building, you get 3. For the Ham Creation Lab, you get 3. It has all of these, and it gives you 2 more if you have a, I think it's, it should be the, what was it? It's not the Claire DLC, it's the Doctor Wu DLC. I think it adds it. So you have incubation speed 1.0, and what that does is when you're making a dinosaur, so I'll show you here. Place Indoraptor, as you see that bar, it has to get to 100. It also shows your info about the dinosaur there. But the bar has to get to 100 before you could incubate it. And what this speed upgrade does is it makes it go faster, and then you have 2, 3, and 4. They all do the same thing, just each .0 goes faster. So like if you don't have the mod, you have 3.0 goes the fastest, and if you do have the mod, 4.0 goes the fastest. You can remove it. It costs money to build it, but when you place it, it spawns a little thing right here. So if y'all are doing a specific build, yeah, and it doesn't change. Oh, it does change. Okay, so 4, 3, 2, and 1 makes them different sizes, and then you have success rate. Wait, actually, I had to check something first. What success rate does is when you place a dinosaur, it says the success rate for the Indoraptor right now. Since it has the upgrade, it has 10% more, but it was already going to do it since it has 100%. But it will fail if you add some mods, so just boom, boom. As you can see, its success rate went down, so you would want that upgrade to make it have a higher chance of going up. So of course you have 1, show you the little building right here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Of course the 4 is the highest if you have the DLC, 3 is the highest if you don't, and then hatchery capacity, which is right there, there's only 1. It says 0, but it's 1. It unlocks a new hatchery, so you have 2 without it, and then you have 1 with it, so you have to max out all of these if you want the max. So you need all of those filled with those if you want that. So that right there. Deactivation. A building pauses ongoing actions and disables function. No power is drawn until it is reconnected or whatever. Right? So that's what kind of happens. You have to deactivate and activate it. It's not really useful unless you need power for a different spot. So like in my challenge mode, if I'm not using it, I'll deactivate it. This is the same for every building, if I'm correct. But yeah, there you go. That is the Hammond Creation Lab. And if you have the Return to Jurassic Park DLC, you'll have the aviary. And the aviary is pretty simple. It has pteranodons. What you do is you place one in there, and it does it. You have different skins and other things. You could get skins via research, but you have all of that. You do have to unlock the genome for this, but I think you get this via mission, and then you have to research it. But Petrodon hatchery configure the amount of Petrodons that can be housed in the aviary. The automatic is to finance report running costs. So the more you have, the higher the cost will be. So if you have 6, which is the max, you can have 6 Petrodons. And of course, like usual, it has viability. It only goes down to 95. But you have rating. Rating is the dinosaur rating through modifications, and you have the base rating. And you have the skin, whatever. Uh, Operational info. Large exhibit contains flying reptiles. That's what I meant to do. Let me place this down right here. Another little tip is if you get it close enough to the path, it'll automatically connect. I'll show y'all something else in a minute. Large exhibit contains flying reptiles. Incubation occurs on site. and the population cap can be increased at the expenses of higher running costs. And of course, it needs to be powered. Power requirement is 10. Running cost varies on how many petrodons you're going to have in there. And if the building breaks, your petrodons will fly away. Just to note that. And of course, it needs a path connection, storm protection. You don't need, but can have it. Damage, no. I'm gonna say their name, but it can be damaged and stuff. Visibility to petrodons, that's going to be if your petrodons are visible, which it's going to be automatically visible unless they break out. Guest 0, that's going to be how many guests you have in the aviary. Incubation, I'll show you all that in a second. Didn't we do that? Incubation, petrodons, reread 0, incubation failure rate. If I'm correct, reread is if they die in their incubation process. Incubation failure rate shows the failure rate that it could have. So, I actually don't know what that is because it's not going up. It's just one up. And then you have the view. So you can go in here, look around. That's how it always starts. And then later there's running and screaming. You have your different views. Get quite a bit of them. But then, of course, you have your slots. They're all the same as the incubator. Besides, you don't have the other thing. And I don't... Does it put it here? Okay, so it does put it there. And it is different. Okay. Take all of this off. Okay, so they're just all the same. Okay. And then if we press help aviary. Aviary, you can incubate and release petrodons at an aviary. You can increase the number of petrodons that can be supported by an aviary in the info panel. Storm damage aviaries risk releasing petrodons into the wild. And then, of course, you have your deactivation. So that's that. And then what I miss over here is you can press help. Genomes. A genome is a completed set of DNA shared by a species. At least 50 genome is needed to incubate dinosaurs. Dinosaur incubation with a higher genome percentage have better dinosaur traits and dinosaur rating. Genome contains gaps that can be spliced over the different genes. Completing genomes unlocks additional gaps. So that's why I also forgot to go about. And yet you need at least 50 genome to have a dinosaur. And the more genome you have, the more parts in the DNA you have. So like for the Gallimimus, I think you get 2 E's. And the more you get, the more you get. Also, by the way, certain stuff like stress and habitat, you need the Dr. Blue DLC. I don't know why I can't think of that. And of course, if y'all are looking for a certain spot, just go into the game and look for it, and then I'll go over it. Fences. So first we have the light steel fence. Looks like this. Just have okay, this one doesn't have as much. It breaks easier and faster. So it's like a good beginning game if you don't really have storms on an island, and if you have like low risk dinosaurs like gallimimus and struthiomimus. And then, of course, you could connect it, make it go different angles. Little building trick here is if you want it to go, let's say we want it to go this way, but it's kind of wonky. So a little building trick is you place 2 of these, and then you could do that, and it goes in a straight line. Little building tip for y'all. And then we have the electrified steel fence, and if you do 1, you just get that little bar right there. But if you do 2, you get that. And the more you do, the more you get. And what I'm talking about by that is the danger. Don't touch 10,000 volts damage. So you get that if you do a certain amount. Gets it on both sides. But this one is in electrified steel fence, so it's the same as this, but it's electrified. So it's a little stronger, not as strong. I think, if I'm correct, if dinosaurs will stop quicker if it's electrified. That's what I kind of think. I don't know for sure, but I think that because it kind of happens in my games. But now we have the heavy steel fence. You don't get anything on this. It's a little taller, so like if you're looking for a taller fence, there you go. Each of these fences are taller. Actually, okay, no. But this one's good for the middle ground. It's in between the concrete fence and the light steel fence. So this one's good, especially like for herbivores. It's good, especially if it's like something like trikes and easy stuff like that. It's not. It's good for like the middle game if you're not gonna have like large carnivores, and if there's not like if there's a decent amount of tornadoes and stuff. And none of these, I think they all have the same infection from the tornadoes, and they'll get destroyed no matter what. Same with hurricanes and stuff. But this one's a little stronger and a little taller. And then we have the heavy steel fence, electrified version. Same thing. 10,000 volts. You'll get it if you're doing these 2 bars. If you do these 2 bars, then you'll get it. I think. Okay, so yeah, that's how you get more. So you can have at least 3, and that should be the same for this. It's the same thing as the light steel fences, but it's electrified, so we don't really have to go over that. Then we have the brick wall. The brick wall is tall. I just noticed that a lot, but you could see the like size comparisons. But the brick wall is a lot stronger than all the other walls. It's good if you're going to be containing something strong. It's especially good for missions where like you have to make dinosaurs fight or put them in an uncomfortable state, or if their DNA makes them uncomfortable. So that's what these are good for. I'd recommend the electrified version of this if y'all are going to be doing that. But yeah, that's what that is. And then we have the electrified version, which does have the 10,000 volts, and it has it on both sides. Look at those size comparisons. It goes, it's taller. This one's the same as this one, and it just has the electrified version on it. So you don't really have to go much over that. But it's the best out of the few. So that is that. Then we have the gate. For the gate, you can put fences on it, or if you'd like to, you could snap it to a fence. The game doesn't like me. yeah. You can have it both ways. All you have to do is just rotate it, and it will snap the other way. Actually, I don't. Let's see what the text say. We're gonna be looking at the text on some of these. Warning, gibberish. Vehicle access, keep clear. If you are in a vehicle and you get close to it, it'll move out of the way. Yes. But, these are unbreakable to dinosaurs, but they are breakable from storms, and they are able to be sabotaged. Sabotages make certain things happen. There's a sabotage where your power goes out for a bit. That's from that's your reputation, people. If you don't have them high enough, then they get mad and they do it. But there is a gate one that will make it so the gates open and you have to go fix them. So the info on it is operational. Info allows ranger teams to access enclosure, can be manually opened and closed. This is good if you have a little thing right here and you want dinosaurs to go into certain enclosures but not other enclosures. So yeah. And also you do get some of your money back for most buildings. Actually, it's all buildings if I'm correct. So then you have your feeders, and then the one with the twos are not mod, DLC, ones, and then this one's also DLC. I'll show you all that last. Actually, you know what? I want to show you that one separately. Same with this. Okay, but we're gonna go over this one fast because this one spawns a goat. The goat can get eaten by dinosaurs. Only carnivores it can be eaten by. You can deactivate it. You could deactivate all of the feeders. Operational info provides meat and nutrients for carnivores, dinosaurs in a mobile package, although less efficient in nutrient delivery than the carnivore feeder. It satisfies food and provides activity for the hunter. Feeders must be regularly supplied by the ranger team. Food is dispensed on a schedule that can be edited on the dispense rate tab. So it shows you the reserves at the bottom. Effect. Changing the feeder dispense rate will determine how frequently food is provided for your dinosaurs. Food will need to be dispensed more often in enclosures with larger dinosaur population. Modify the dispense rate to establish an efficient feeding schedule and prevent wastage. Once a feeder's food reserves have depleted, it must be resupplied using a ranger team. So it shows you your reserves and dispense, and you could adjust how long it's going to be, just how long until it will be dispensed, stuff like that. That goes for all the feeders. Not really much you could say about this. Then you have carnivore feeder. It's the same as all of them. Okay. Feeders dispense food on a edible schedule. Discarding any leftover feeders must be restocked by ranger teams. Larger dinosaurs eat more food than small ones. Sharing a feeder among too many dinosaurs may result in starving dinosaurs. Dinosaurs with zero food or water will lose health due to starvation or dehydration, which can quickly lead to death. So this one's the same as all of them. Provides me and nutrients. So it's the same as the other ones, just it's meat and it stays in one spot. So usage unknown. That I didn't see that one. Reserve 5 dispense in. So it's the same. Good pick when it gets dispensed. This one's for meat eaters. Same with goat one. X carnivore feeder. It's the same as all of them. Just it has a higher reserve than all of them, and it has a different color look. Uh, One little tip is, as if you're doing challenge mode, as soon as the feeder goes out, do not restock it, because it'll keep some of its food for a while, and you want to wait until bananas are starving. Ground herbivore feeder. This one's the same as all of them, just it's for herbivores. Same with this one, just it has more reserves, and y'all can look at the reserves while we go through. It has a different look. Same with this one, but it's only for tall dinosaurs. Any type of long necks can only eat from here, so it's a separate feeder. But it's the same as all the other ones. This one also is the same as all the other ones, but it has a higher reserve. You do have to restock them, or you have two options: manually or make them go restock it. It only works on the cars. Now getting into the more interesting stuff. So we have viewing galleries. Viewing galleries. We'll put all gallery. You have to wait for these to finish. I guess we'll go over the arrival point. The arrival point, main entrance to the park guest. Travel from this point to dinosaur exhibits and attractions. To close or open. I have it open right now. It says open park. If you press it, then it's going to close park. Close park means open park. So pretty much. Closed means there will be no guests. Open means there will be guests. Then we have the arrival point main gate. It will glitch you. Guest arrival point on the island. Can't do anything here. It's just a little thing, and it's a little glitchy. You will be seeing stuff up here, like Carson's trains on it. So we have viewing gallery. This one you can go to the All Sing Eyes on maintenance, and if you go to here, it'll show the viewing. This little blue stuff is the viewing, and go more stuff over it. And it kind of just shows you. I went over a lot of that in the last video. A window into the past that increases dinosaur visibility for your park guest can be attached directly to enclosure fence. Power required is 3. Path connection has to be connected to a path. Storm protection, damage, visible dinosaurs. So that's dinosaurs that the blue stuff is on, and then guests. It shows how many guests are in there. I feel like I can't talk with this music. Where is settings? There we go. A little quieter. So we have the viewing gallery. Looks like this. You can attach fences to it from right there, and it can also snap onto fences. If your fence is already there, it'll snap onto it when you get close enough. The view is this way, so where the glass is where it's viewed. Bro, why is this open? That does not seem dangerous at all. Okay. So views this way. The radius for this one, the little blue stuff is the radius for it. That's pretty good. Uh, Facility rating, dinosaurs visibility. Guests come to your park to see prehistoric life up close. Ensures that your dinosaurs can be viewed by guests. Will improve your facility rating. Use a combination of viewing galleries, viewing platforms, monorails, and gyrospheres to cover your enclosure. That's kind of it for this. You can deactivate it. This one's very good, especially if you want rating. Now we have viewing platform. So the viewing platform can see how far it looks. But this one is higher up, so you can't see as further down, but you can see further out. A elevated window into the past that increases dinosaur visibility for park guests can be attached directly to enclosure fence. Uh, power, powered, power required is 3. Path connection has to be connected to a path, and it has to be powered. Yeah. Storm protection, damage, visible dinosaurs, and guests can be deactivated. This one's good if like you have a big enclosure and you want to see see dinosaurs like further into the enclosure. That's really it. I don't think they're focusing. So yeah, that's the feeding platform. Now we can get into the more interesting stuff. This might have to be a multiple video because of how much there is. So we have the gyrosphere ride. Uh, I thought this was interesting. No drink, no food, for fun, 4 stars for fun. No shopping, no restroom. Power used 3. Same with this one. It's the same for this one, just the money costs different. But for fun. The gyrosphere, place it down. It is kind of like 2 separate buildings because you have the path and then you have the gyrosphere itself. So we'll just connect it like this. People will ride your gyrosphere ride if there is dinosaurs here. Does any? Okay, no, I just had to check something. We will be going over the nature stuff because it's kind of like a building, close enough. We just admire this part. This is supposed to be the Lost World novel recreation. I'm gonna read it and I don't know, do it eventually. Completely. Well, I'll wait for that. The Jurassic Tour is the same thing. It's only like really different in if you're playing Evolution 2, it's different. So, if people are here, then you will see the gyrospheres. I don't know if I said that. This one costs money for people to go on. So you have Value Tour, Standard Tour, and Deluxe Tour. This depends on how many guests are at your park and how much money they're willing to spend. I'll show you the running costs at the bottom. It's a lot more complicated than you have Cell 4. This is the same way. This is a ticket for the ride. This one's also very complicated. I'll kind of explain it a bit. Manage staff that it's also complicated. But that's how many people are working. Management view, It's all seeing ice storm on, but in a thing, so it doesn't really matter that much. Than gyrospheres. If you had people at your park, I don't, because I don't have any dinosaurs here. It'll let you pick how many gyrospheres you can have on the ride. That's awesome. Info: roll around with the dinosaurs in an attraction that increases dinosaur visibility and provides. Oh, also, okay, yeah. And provides guest satisfaction. Ride selection and pricing can be changed to focus on satisfaction or profit. Can be added to increase the number of guests that this building can satisfy. Power required is 3: half connection, storm protection, damage, invisible dinosaurs. Invisible dinosaurs, not visible dinosaurs. If you bought, if you get the research into the drivable gyrospheres, this is what they look like. You can switch camera into inside and outside. So yeah. Uh, so more of a oh, and you can also deactivate it. Uh, this was on selling for. Selling for is if you have enough guests. If you look at the bottom, you have guest income, running costs, and total per minute. For guests, what I'd suggest you do is you keep bringing this up until your guests go too far down. If you watch your guests, if I had people on this park, I'd show you better. But if you had guests, the guest bar will go up, and the more money you put, higher they'll go down, but the more money you'll get. So you want to watch income, running costs, and guest in total per minute. Total per minute and income are the most. You want to watch those the most, but you don't want it to. You don't want the running cost to go too high, and you don't want your guests to go too low. It's kind of the same for value tour. It's just a little more complicated. It'll bring guests or get rid of guests. Same with the selling for. They will bring guests or get rid of guests, or uh, the lower you go, the more guests will appear. The higher you go, the more money you'll actually get. The lower you go, the less money you get. The higher you go, the more guests you lose. Manage staff. So if you, at the bottom, I guess you'll see that number. Uh, the 0 is where your guests are at, and the 320 is where the maximum amount of people can be there is. So as you can see, the more staff, the higher it goes up. Uh, if you have too many people, then you want to bring it up until you get to max. What you want to do is, if there's too many people, then you bring it up. If that is still too many people, you bring it up until the guests are lower than the number that your staff is putting. And then gyrospheres and management view. Gyrospheres is how many gyrospheres you have going. I feel like a rat god when I do this. Uh, can I? There you go. Selling for management view, tours, trucks. Uh, Enter enclosures safely and view dinosaurs up close on this safari ride. This attraction increases dinosaurs' visibility and also provides guest satisfaction. Ride selection and pricing can be changed to focus on satisfaction or profit. Staff can be added to increase the number of guests that this building can satisfy. Power required 3: half connection, storm protection, damage, visibility, dinosaur visibility. If you have the thing again, then you can hop in on this. This one you need the clear DLC for. This is a lot faster than I thought. By the way, if I'm correct, the gates will open if you are driving it. So you can also switch your view. If you ride the tour, you'll get a different view for this one. But since I don't have any people here, then I won't let me do it. You can also edit where the path goes. You need the path to be connected for it to work. These little lights is for dark areas. It'll light up at night, if I'm correct. But I just told you all this. Value tour will either bring or get rid of guests. Self war is you want to bring it up until you start losing too many guests. The lower you bring it, the more guests you'll get. The higher you bring it, the more money you get, but you will lose guests. The lower you bring it, the less money you get, but the more guests you get. Management staff is how many people you can have in your tour. So the 0 is how many people are on the tour or in your building. The right is how many people can fit in your building. So the more staff you get, the more people can go in there. You want to bring it up until your guests are lower than the right number. Management view is just the all-seeing eye storm on. Tour trucks is how many trucks can be on the path at once. Uh, Guest income, running costs, total per minute. Can also deactivate the tour. Throat's starting to hurt. But that is all of it for the enclosures. And let's see. Okay. Looking for something that's not too much. Scenery. We'll go over scenery real quick. So scenery, you can put down a scenery piece. They are each different. So you have the rocks and stuff like that. But they each give a certain amount of scenery bonus. If your dinosaurs are near it or close enough to it, it'll give a scenery bonus. By the way, the trucks and stuff or views, they go in a big circle, and any dinosaurs in it is visible. Gotta talk about that. If you have one of these close enough to a dinosaur, then it'll say the dinosaur is able to view it, and it'll give you a scenery bonus. Then we have your power. You have your power lines, which can connect to substations and large substations. Power lines is what brings the power across the map. Then you have your small power station. They could also connect to power stations. So then you have your medium and your large. So wait for these to get connected, powered and stuff. So for these, you have the substation. No cable, so it needs to be connected to a cable and then to a power line. Power required is one connection, so it has to be connected to a power line that connects to a power building. Storm protection and damage. So this one is the small one. So the if I bring it over here, this is the radius. The yellow is the radius of how far the power connects. Then you have the large substation. Did I read? Converts power for use by nearby buildings must be connected to a power station by power line. And it can be deactivated. But then it won't bring power, so. Converts, it's mainly used for what is it? Challenge mode. Or if you need money, you need to save money and stuff like that. Large substation needs to be connected to a power building and via power line. Converts power for use by nearby buildings. Provides power to to a large area. Must be connected to a power station by power line. Powered Power required one connection. It has to be connected to a power station via power line. Uh, Storm protection and damage. I'll show you how big it is. So the yellow is how large the power can reach. Is what the yellow is. Then the medium power. Oh, by the way, it'll show this symbol at the top if it's not connected to a power station and a power line. Generates limited amount of electricity, providing power to the island. Must be connected to substation in order to distribute power to nearby buildings. Total power output, that's how much power can go out. For the small power station, it's 60. Used power is 60. That will bring your finance up. So the more power you use, the more finance will go up. Running costs 10,000. That's how much your building power thing jig costs. Path connection, storm protection, and damage. So this little power line, if you want to power, like, let's say this area, it has to connect right here. Show that little symbol if it's not connected to anything. It'll try to make you connected to something as soon as you place it, by the way. For slots, you have outage protection. That'll make it have a less of a chance of a power outage. So you have 1, 2, 3. The higher up you go, the less of a chance of an outage happening. It goes up to 3. That's highest. Then you have improved output. That's how far the output can not go. That's how much power can be used. So that one is like a +8. A 2 is a +10, and a 3 is max. A 3 is +13. Reduced upkeep is your money, so running costs, it brings it down. So instead of 10,000, now it's 9,600. If we go to a 2.0, it goes to 9,200, and a 3.0 is highest, and it goes to 8,400. So that's that one. Help. Power stations provide power to your islands. Substations distribute power to nearby buildings. Ensure substations are connected to the power station using power lines. Now we have the medium. 80. Total power output is 80. Used power is 80. Running cost is 13,000. Path connection, storm protection, and damage. Info generates. I'm losing my voice. Generates moderate amounts of electricity, providing power to the island. Must be connected to substation in order to distribute power to nearby buildings. And it's all the same. But instead you have 3 instead of 2. The small one is 2. For everything to work, you have to have it connected to the power line. The only thing that I'm going to show is this. So running costs would usually be 13,000, but with an upkeep 1, now it is 12,480. Upkeep 2.0, 11,960. 3.0 is the highest, so now it's 10,920. The powers the improved output and outage protection are the same. So let's go through this fast. If I generate a large amount of electricity, providing power to the island must be connected to a substation in order to distribute to nearby buildings. Total power amount 100. Unused power 100. Unused power is how much power you are using. Just figured that out for some reason. Running costs 16,000. Path connection, storm protection, damage can be deactivated. I don't know why you want to do that, but you can. Reduce upkeep instead of 16,000. Now it's 15,360. 2.0 14,720. 13,440 is 3.0. That is the max. Let me just check something. They change. Okay, so improved output is... Okay, this just changed everything. Okay. This actually changed stuff for my point of view now. Okay. Improved output 3.0 is 22 plus. 2.0 is 18 plus. 1.0 is 14 plus on the large power station. Okay, while we wait for that to go, we have forest, grassland, coastal, remove forest, vibrant, and crag. So what these do is these three are mainly for looks. That's what they look like. Nothing too special. The forest, you have to have forest unless you're done, or your dinosaurs won't be happy. Remove forest, it will remove the forest. So yeah. And then we have water. There's the water. Water the dinosaurs can drink from. Remove water will remove all of the water. Hill, you don't need that, but you can have it. Then you can make the hill go hill raise, hill low, lower, flatten. That flattens the whole area, and smooth makes everything look smoother. You have your slope and radius. You have your radius for water that increases the radius right there. Then you have radius for the nature and stuff. That's your radius right there. You can make it slope. That'll make it go down and up higher. That's your radius. So improve output for medium. It would originally be 80, but you have 11 plus. 2.0 is 14 plus, and 3.0 is 17 plus. So you have your grass, your rock, your sand, and your dirt, and that's it. That's it for today, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.